Record.
For having me today. Happy Thanksgiving Eve to you.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve to everyone listening in. Everybody, welcome to the podcast, Dr. Fantastic Interviews, where I bring you information and technology that will improve your mind, your body, or the planet. And I'm very proud of these 140 plus podcasts. Every single one of them improves one of those three things. Today's guest is Christina Flach, and she is a makeup artist. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that makeup improves your body. Is that correct?
Yes, it improves your mood, which, can improve your life and all kinds of amazing things.
Yeah. So basically, I love makeup. It makes beautiful people look ugly in the movies and look like monsters. And it makes, it's an amazing thing, makeup. It really is. So I'm going to reposition this so they could hear you on YouTube as well. What's that? I'm sorry?
It's transforming. I mean, it can be used to make people beautiful or make them ugly. But I know how to make people beautiful, and it's a completely different art, making people ugly for movies and things that I don't know how to do that. And I respect it so much, but I have no idea how to make, using the prosthetics and, to make people look, unfortunate. So it's an absolutely different thing.
Well, Christina, I've been around the world, and I've literally worked in 81 different professions, and I just realized just this moment that it's more than 81, because my uncle was a producer, and he won an Academy Award, and he hired me on a movie once to make one of his actresses dead, and she was on the beach. So I put her legs in the sand, so it looked like her legs were cut off from the monster. And I put a lot of seaweed on her, and I put a lot of blood, and I made her look like a dead person on the beach. And my uncle, unbeknownst to the actress, had collected some roaches the night before, so they would have roaches. Yeah, so they had roaches, and she didn't know it. And then when I said action, I poured the roaches on the poor girl, and luckily she was a good actress and she didn't react to it. But that was my I got paid that day, so I guess I just reached 82 different professions.
Wow, so you're a Hollywood makeup artist.
Well, I've forgotten more professions than most people have had in their lives. and Christina, that's what's led to me being a motivational speaker, because when I look back at a lot of the careers, I motivated people in a lot of them. When I was in sales, I motivated them to spend their money. When they worked for me in post-production, I motivated them to work hard. When I did music videos and some low-budget things, I motivated them to work for free. So I've been a motivator for a long time, and I'm very happy to motivate people to be fantastic.
Well, I think that's a beautiful skill that you have, and what a blessing for you to be able to give that to the world.
And you just learned just a moment ago, and as I told you, of my thousands of interviews, I've never done a rehearsal, an edit, or a retake, but the word fantastic means unimaginably good and beautiful. That's the definition in the dictionary. And I learned recently that it's an energy. And if you think about it, it is an energy, as words are energy, as music is energy. Because it releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin when you say the word, which releases stress, which makes you live longer.
Well, how amazing is that?
They say every time you smile, or laugh, you live 5 minutes longer.
I believe that. I think laughter is so important.
Well, I heard of a story recently where the guy was dying. He was on his deathbed, and somehow or other they got him to start laughing, and he didn't die.
Oh, wow.
So that's laughter is the best medicine.
I 100% agree with you.
So getting back to Christina, not myself, people heard enough about me. You have a great name for a company, Pretty Girl Makeup. What a
Thank you.
What a fabulous name. Let me get rid of this call. This is live, live and in living color. Where do you live, Christina?
I live in Marin County near San Francisco.
Beautiful place. I used to live in Hillsburg.
Oh,
And when I lived there, it was the poorest area of town. We lived in a commune. My parents were beatniks. And now I hear it's a very expensive place to live.
It's very fancy and very bougie.
Yeah, exactly. Marin County is gorgeous, and what a beautiful place to live. So now, Pretty Girl Makeup. Tell us about Pretty Girl Makeup. What's your website? What's your Instagram? Give us a couple shout-outs.
Okay, well, my website is prettygirlmakeup.com. The Instagram is at PRETTYGIRLMKUP. And I'm a makeup artist as well. I have an agent. Her name is Brandy Moore, and she's at Artist Services in San Francisco, LA, and New York. And if you would like to see my portfolio, it's at Christina Flach Makeup.
Wow. Now, that's your passion, I imagine, right?
Yes, it is.
Now,
I'm very blessed to get paid to do my passion and to work with amazing people and be creative and, work with the team, and do different projects that are just very satisfying professionally.
See, as a motivational speaker and as a philosopher, and I'm also a published author, I encourage people to find their passion, because when they do that, they jump out of bed in the morning. And when they do that, they look forward to their day, they have fun, they do it well, and actually, at the end of the day, they get paid for it.
That's true.
How?
Absolutely true. And, I've told my children, figure out what you love to do and figure out how to get paid, and then figure out where you want to be.
Exactly.
And always have a happy life, doing what you love and being where you want to be. I also work down in Cabo a lot, and I'm very blessed to have an agent down there, so I get to go, work a little bit of the day, and then I get to go be on the beach. So it's pretty
Cabo.
special.
Love Cabo.
Oh, Cabo's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I love Cabo.
Yeah, that's very special. Where do you live?
I live in Marina Del Rey.
Oh, that's what that is.
And that's
yeah,
where...
I got 2 children that live down there.
Well, you should invite them to my...
Screenwriter.
You should invite them to my event tonight, 6 o'clock, Windjammer Yacht Club. It's free. I'm going to be a Santa, so I encourage people to bring their kids, because I think it's very important that you teach your children to be fantastic.
I completely agree. And speaking of that, my husband, I was married to Ken Flach. He was a professional tennis player. He was #1 in the world with his partner, Rob Seguso. They won a gold medal at Wimbledon. They were on the Davis Cup team numerous times. My husband, unfortunately, sadly passed away March of 2018 from sepsis.
Oh.
So that's another passion that I have, is speaking about awareness for sepsis. And I started a foundation for my husband called the Ken Flach Foundation, and it's at the Northern Lights School in Oakland, and we raise money for underprivileged children to go to private school. But we had a golf tournament in October. Vita Blue did a celebrity golf tournament for the school to raise money, and my son Ben, his twin, my other son Bo, passed away 13 years ago. So
Wow.
I had started, before my husband died, I started the Baby Bo Fund to raise money for the school for children. But my son Ben is 13 and he's a golfer, and for the last 4 years he's gone on this hole and hit the ball, and people give him money and they use his ball. But this year, I can't even believe it, but he raised $35,500 in one day for both foundations, and which translates into 3 children being able to go to school for free for a year. So I am so incredibly proud of my son, and I think it's just remarkable that someone so young, has been able to make such a difference, such a change in the world.
Well, that is wonderful news. It's fantastic news. And I'm going to introduce you to something as well. One of my friends, he's a billionaire, and his statement is, "Success unshared is failure." But just giving...
I love that.
Yeah. It's John Paul DeJoria. I'm actually his private captain. But, and you might know him from Paul Mitchell Hair Products, the owner of that company. But he's a great humanitarian. I should say fantastic. He loves my movement as well. But I'm going to and he's going to be on my cooking show, and I'm going to introduce you to something that you might like. Now, it's called Cooking Styles of the Rich and Famous. Imagine yourself being a guest one day, and you invite your friends for a dinner party, and you're going to cook your favorite meal for your friends in support of your favorite charity. Because
I love that.
Everything on camera is for sale, and the proceeds go to your favorite charity.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
And the website's cookingstylesoftherichandfamous.com. And I've only done 3 episodes on my budget. I'm trying to get funding to do more. But you got to realize I'm trying to get to Amazon, actually, if you know any connections at Amazon. Because Amazon's the perfect partner. Because 1, they have a streaming platform. 2, they have a place called Whole Foods. And 3, they deliver. So with those three things in mind, you know, you could buy the whole package of your recipe and your cookbook and the clothes you're wearing and the food we're eating, the booze we're drinking. All this stuff's for sale. And it supports charity. So it's cooking, celebrity, and charity. The 3 C's.
I love it. That's really, really cool. It's a great idea.
Yeah, and check it out. It's fun. And I've got a lot of big celebrities to say yes. Cher, some sports stars, some musicians. But you know, it's coming along. But the most important thing right now for me is to introduce a movement that basically pollinates positivity, thus the B in our logo, and cultivates civility. You might agree that in the big cities, they breed, unfortunately, around the world, they breed a greedy, selfish, and litigious society. And for us to create civility, we have to do it from each one of us individually. The corporations aren't going to do it, the companies aren't going to do it, and the governments aren't going to do it. We have to do it as individuals, and I want you to be part of the movement. We've got 2,000 people part of it. I've got what I call ambassadors of positivity, and that's the people who's already this movement has changed their lives, and they're willing to help by spreading the word and always saying fantastic, no matter how bad you feel, because it's going to make you feel better. Saying fantastic. And by the way, Christina, don't tell people to have a good day, or they did a good job, or they look good. Tell them they look fantastic. Have a fantastic day. You did a fantastic job.
I think that's a wonderful idea. I will absolutely do that.
It's very hard, though. You're so used to saying good, and to me, it's a non-word. It's a 4-letter word. To me, it's a bad word, because it doesn't do anything for anyone.
That's true.
There's no energy behind it. There's no meaning behind it. I'm sorry?
There is no meaning. There's no energy behind it. It's kind of like, no.
Yeah. Well, actually, you're going to like this. I came up with an acronym for the good people, the people that... I've asked many hundreds of people, if not thousands, why they say good, and their answer is always the same. It's the normal thing to say. And most people don't know that the question, how are you, comes from the Black Plague when it was a life or death question. Today it's rhetorical. No one cares how you are, most of the people. And most people don't have time to hear how you are. So in answering to that question, that age-old question that will never go away, we can't change the question. We can change the answer. And by changing the answer, we create an energy that's given to someone else that makes you feel better. If you don't smile enough, it's been proven to lead to clinical depression. And just by pushing the lips upward into a smile releases the endorphins, the dopamine, and the serotonin, which is very crucial to happiness and to health. So the word fantastic, if everyone just eliminates the word good, I think we're going to be in a better spot.
I think that's really great advice, and I hope more people do it. And nothing is better than seeing someone. One person smiling is just contagious and leads to more people smiling.
Yes. And I've interviewed enough people to know that walking through a crowd smiling creates an energy.
Absolutely.
I did my speech in front of 400 people once and had them all say it at once. It was amazing. It was fantastic. I now have 12 teachers that I know of around the country in grammar school that are having the kids say, I am fantastic at the beginning of class in unison. It is amazing because it builds your self-confidence. And I'm trying to get the word out to all the mothers and the fathers of the world to teach their children not to be good, to be fantastic.
I think that's great advice, and I try to do that with my own children.
Yeah. So it's some very important people told me I'm on a very good mission. It's going to take a couple generations for it to kick in, but that's fine, as long as it kicks in.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's your next project coming up for in the makeup world?
So there's all kinds of fun things coming out in the makeup world. There's all these new products, and there's a really cool movement kind of going on for more natural products that are better for your body and not adding as many chemicals to your body. So that's really important. And I also feel that, looking good on the outside, it really is important to be eating well and drinking a lot of water and having green juice and, not a lot of sugar and alcohol, because that does affect how one looks and how one feels. Excuse me. So I do think it's really important, besides, using wonderful makeup products like mine. But I think it's really important for, for everyone to just be eating well and, having a lot of water with vinegar in it, some lemon to realkaline the system. I think that really helps how one looks and feels. And I think when, with exercise as well, it's really important for people to be able to, you feel better, which is going to just make the whole world a better place because people are in a happier mood. So I'm kind of all about all over wellness.
Well, you know what you've struck upon the secret to anti-aging, and that's when you do the things that you just said. It's called helping your telomeres be healthier. Do you know about your telomeres?
Yeah, I think that's true.
Well, they won the Nobel Prize for discovering the secret to aging, and basically everything you said, plus positive thinking, plus meditation, rest, exercise, all those things, nutrients, minerals, getting rid of acidity in your body, getting back to alkalinity, which we were born at. We were born as alkaline creatures. We need to be alkaline. And people are living over 200 years now if they keep their telomeres healthy, the Chinese mostly, because there's a lot of good Chinese herbs and medicines. But you're completely right. And I'm glad that, because makeup the old style of makeup, I think, was probably caustic to your skin, probably. And nowadays they're coming up some really good, because we're learning, we're evolving into a smarter species,
Right. No, I think that's all really good things. And there's all these natural oils, like people are using coconut oil now with face cream. They're using it for hair. They're using it, to clean your teeth. There's just a lot of natural products that you have at home that are helpful to use. To have to look and feel better. So I think those are important and kind of fun to do.
Well,
don't cost a lot of money.
I wish I could use makeup. I'd be so much better looking,
I'm sure you look amazing and fantastic. I do, on my shoots, I do, use makeup on men, but you don't really see it. So that's kind of the trick when you're working with men on TV or on a photo shoot, is for them to look better without looking like they have any makeup on. And
right.
Usually I put obviously face cream and under eye cream and some concealer to get rid of some darkness and any blemishes. And so that all is helpful.
Well, my face doesn't have room for makeup right now because I've grown a beard to be Santa at Christmas.
Oh, nice.
My granddaughter last year, when I had the outfit on, I'm putting a picture of it right now. She said, Santa doesn't have a short beard. So I said, okay. So since December 25th of last year, I've been growing this beard, and I'm getting booked for Santa. I've got like 3 or 4 bookings now.
That's exciting.
Well, I love children. I love bringing good cheer to everybody, but especially children. Christmas was real special when the kids were young. To me, it's more of a commercial venture nowadays, which is a shame. But as long as the kids have fun, I think that's important.
I agree. I think it's a really special time of year.
So I want to thank you for spending the time with Dr. Fantastic here. I want you to consider...
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Happy holidays to you and your family and all your listeners.
And I want you to
consider... Pretty Girl Makeup.
Yeah, go to prettygirlmakeup.com, everybody. And I want you to consider becoming an ambassador of positivity. We have 84 of them. If you send me your email, which I think I already have, but if you say yes right now, you're going to be what I call ambassador of positivity number 85.
Well, I would be honored to be ambassador of that number 85. I will cherish that.
No obligation other than watch the videos now and again, share them. The podcasts are off the chart, as this one is, because I think someone learned something today, in my estimation.
Absolutely. I really great, and I think your message is wonderful, and I really love that you're putting all this fantastic positive energy out to the world. It's really a blessing.
Well, it's a lot of work, and my wife thinks I'm crazy to try to save the world or make it a better place. But you know what? I'm going to go with Steve Jobs, who once said, people who are crazy enough to think they can make a difference in the world are the ones that do.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that.
So I'm going with Steve on this one. Everybody.
Thank you so much.
Yes, my pleasure. Everybody, be fantastic. Buy Pretty Girl makeup. It'll make you look better and be healthier. And Christina hit it on the nail. I love when people know what they're doing, know it's what they're doing is beneficial to others, and they make money by following their passion. That's fantastic.
Thank you so much. And if anyone wants to learn more about sepsis, I try to raise awareness for sepsis because my husband and I did not know about it. Go to sepsis.org, and there are signs there.
Spell that out, please.
It's sepsis.org. And there are 4 things. There's a thing, when it comes to sepsis, it's about time. So the first thing is T is for temperature, higher or lower than normal. I is for infection. There's signs and symptoms of infection. M is for mental decline. You could be confused or sleepy, or it's difficult to kind of get you moving. And E is extremely ill. I feel like I'm going to die, severe pain and discomfort. So if you have any of those signs, please go to the emergency and ask to get a blood test. It's very quick and it's easy. And if you are septic, they can get you on an antibiotic and you won't, have a terrible outcome like my poor husband had. And
so spell it again. SEPHUS. Is that what it was?
SEPSIS.
F is in Frank?
No, S is in Sam. EPSIS.
Okay.
It's an infection of the blood that attacks your vital organ.
Okay.
So if you get septic and it gets into your bloodstream, it's, you don't have a lot of time. And most people always feel like, oh, I'll feel better tomorrow. And that's not the case with sepsis. There are no tomorrows with sepsis. You need to deal with it today, or there won't be a tomorrow.
Well,
so it's very, very important for people to know about this.
That's fantastic that you shared that with my audience and with me, because I'm not no spring chicken and I need to know what's going on out there.
Yeah, definitely. And, a lot of doctors, my husband was with Kaiser Permanente, and unfortunately they refused to see my husband. And so it's just very important that all of your listeners are advocates for their own health and not take no for an answer if you know something's not right. You have to, get a second opinion or demand, to be seen. So I really want people to be able to make a change in the medical system, because not being seen by a doctor can have a deadly outcome like it had for my husband.
Speaking of your husband, he made great tennis. He was, I followed his career, throughout my tennis career. I taught my sons to play, and they became tennis professionals as well. And my younger son played all the Grand Slams, which is pretty cool. And I think it's fantastic to play a sport and get paid money for it.
Definitely.
And
my husband had an amazing career.
He did, and may he rest in
his
peace.
Partner, Rob Sabuso, they had an amazing career together.
They did. I always tell people, cherish the life, don't mourn the death.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
And be positive about everything in your life. Everything in the past is the past. If it didn't kill you, it made you stronger. Be positive about everything. Get rid of negative people and negative thinking in your life. They're cancerous. And be fantastic, everybody. Thanks for listening. Christina, you're a doll. Let's do a cooking show together.
I would love to. That would be fun.
And we'll support all your charities at one shot.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And we are off the air.